Welcome to day 5 of Jumpstart Your Learning. My name is Liz Norrell, and I teach mostly political science courses at Chattanooga State Community College. I designed this video series to help give you some evidence-based strategies on how to be more successful in the upcoming semester. And today I want to talk to you about how to get to know your professors. So I have been teaching for about 15 years, and I can tell you that while I love my discipline, political science, and while I love the craft of teaching, the reason that I do this is because I love getting to know my students and helping them along the path towards their future, whatever that might be. So I know that most people who take my class are not going to become political scientists because, let's face it, it's just not what it interests most people. I know that you're taking my class because it's required and because you need a credit. So I don't expect you to come into my class saying, oh my gosh, I want to know everything about the government. In fact, most of the time people say, I really didn't want to take this class, but I have to. And that's okay. But I still want to get to know you. Like I want to have a relationship with each of my students, even if it's just kind of like a pretty superficial teacher-student relationship. So I want to encourage you to take the time, make the effort to get to know your professors this semester. As a student, I mentioned a couple of days ago, I was really shy. I did not take this advice myself because I wasn't really sure how to go about it. I always felt like if I went to a professor's office hours and didn't have a question or a specific thing I wanted to talk about, that it would just be 18 million kinds of awkward, and they would think I was dumb. I was pretty sure throughout all of college that my professors thought I was not smart enough to be there. We're going to talk about that next week in imposter syndrome. So here's what I can tell you now that I'm a professor about what strategies can work in order to approach your professors. And the first one is just to ask them about why they're doing what they're doing. So ask them what got them interested in their discipline, in their field. What made them want to become a teacher? You can talk to them about what your career goals are and ask if, they have any advice or if they have any contacts in the area or nationally or internationally for that matter, who might be able to give you some advice about pursuing that particular goal. Everybody loves to talk about themselves. It's our favorite subject. So you can ask your professors about themselves, but also let yourself be seen. Now, I'm not suggesting that you turn your professor's office hours into a therapy session because almost without exception, we are not trained therapists. But you can come in, just like let us know what's going on in your life. If you've got, something exciting happen, share it. If it's your birthday, share it. If you're having some struggles at home, we may be able to connect you with some resources to help. So don't be afraid to let us know you as well. And even if it's awkward, it could just be an email. Like I remember last fall, I got an email from a student about 2 or 3 weeks into the semester, saying, I know I don't talk much, but I have a lot of social anxiety and I'm trying really hard to stay in your class, but it's hard and I just wanted to let you know. And that student and I are still in touch. She's on her way to art school this fall. And, she came by my office and we had a really good chat. I invited her to come by so that I could tell her a little bit about my own experiences being in that situation and what I did to try to cope. And it just meant that on days where she started to feel really overwhelmed by whatever we were doing in class, she could just stand up and nod at me and I would nod back and she would leave, and that was okay because I knew what was going on. So the last thing I want to say, well, actually there are 2 things. No, I'll just stick with the one. One of the best ways you can make a good impression on your professor is just to make eye contact during class and give him or her signs that you're paying attention. Especially in a world where we're doing virtual and online classes. If you're in a virtual class with your teacher live, we can tell if you're like really distracted or not paying attention, because nonverbal communication is really powerful. So just like occasionally look at the camera like I'm doing right now and nod a little or smile. That's huge because it lets us know that you're with us. And that little tiny thing that's so easy to do can make a huge difference in your relationship with your professors. So I want to hear what you're going to do this semester to create more relationship with your professors, because we are, after all, just people. So go over to Flipgrid and tell us.